For the past while, there has been a pretty big trend on Roblox, the Brainrots. There has been multiple front-page Brainrot games and hundreds that got thousands of players. And recently, KreekCraft released a Brainrot game of his own, called Sale for Brainrots. And since KreekCraft is one of the biggest Roblox creators out there, him creating a Brainrot game became a decently big topic in the Roblox community. So it all started with this Twitter post from Roblox Events, revealing KreekCraft released his own Brainrot game. And soon enough, KreekCraft replied with some more clarification on what the game is and the plans for it. So basically, everyone found out about his game before he had a chance to mention that himself. And as you understand, many weren't really happy with those news. Many started to criticize him. In this case, for example, most likely referring to this video, the thumbnail and title says it all. Some also mentioned the fact that he already had a decent amount of money and did not need to make a Brainrot game, and instead could have made a different simple game to fund his future games. Going back to when he mentioned that he made over $1 million from making content on Steal a Brainrot. And there's a bunch more reasons people criticized him for, and honestly, some of the points people make are definitely valid. Some people did go too far with this, though, invading his personal life, which is obviously very wrong. And you might wonder, what even is this Brainrot game that created this sort of drama in the community? I decided to try and play it for about an hour myself. So it starts off by a small tutorial just to show you what to do. Get a Brainrot, make money, upgrade it, and upgrade your boat speed. And boat speed is important because that is exactly what allows you to travel further away and get better Brainrots. When you do hunt for Brainrots, you need to watch out for sharks, but also the 10-second timer, which if finishes will instantly kill you. And you also rebirth by having the required Brainrots and enough speed. The gameplay loop is basically the exact same like an escape tsunami for Brainrots. The only difference is that in that game you hide from tsunami waves, and in this game you just make sure the timer does not run out by either resting on islands or getting back in time. So as you understand, this game is not unique or anything. It takes an already existing popular idea and changes the challenge part. Just by searching up word Brainrot, you'd find many games just like it, where the name of the game is a word or two, and then for Brainrots. Survive lava for Brainrots, glide for Brainrots, run for Brainrots, you get it. And this game actually went from a few hundreds to thousands of players pretty quickly, and during the update admin abuse, it even managed to peak at slightly over 50,000 players. And obviously the fact that KreekCraft is the owner of it and promotes helps a lot since he got a really big audience, but if it does continue to grow, I wouldn't be surprised to see it average a few tens of thousands of players, or maybe even over 100,000 in the next few weeks. And I will say, this game definitely looks better visually, and it even has better balancing than Escape Tsunami for Brainrots. But in general, it's pretty much the same Brainrot game, nothing really special about it. The game doesn't seem to have its own Brainrot models and instead uses a model pack which seemed to be made by this guy who's actually followed by KreekCraft. But the Brainrots do have animations, compared to Escape Tsunami for Brainrots, which doesn't have animations even over a month after release. Some models are still in T-pose. And as I mentioned earlier, there was an update and admin abuse, and everyone was getting many free stuff. Some of it even helped me to progress faster when I was trying the game out. And there were also weather events, which seemed to only boost golden and diamond Brainrot odds for now. But going back to the drama part of all of this, one of the main reasons there is drama is simply because of monetization and money. Brainrot games are targeted towards kids, yet many have some questionable monetization tactics. One of the most popular products would be stuff like Lucky Blocks, which are strictly only for Robux, and have a small chance of you getting something very rare and valuable, essentially a loot box, which isn't even allowed in some countries at this point. And I mention this specifically because KreekCraft is known for openly speaking against stuff like this, where you spend Robux and get a random reward. This especially applies to big games and Pet Simulator with all their Robux products that act as loot box and stuff, you know, Robux eggs and Forever Pack. And his game doesn't have any of that. And well, if he were to add a Robux loot box to his game, then he would be a pretty big hypocrite. The closest thing to that is the wheel thing. But you can actually spin it as a free-to-play player, and it doesn't even offer any unique rewards. That means if you play the game, at one point you will be able to easily get the rarest reward the wheel has to offer, but without any Robux. And speaking of monetization, this game does have quite a few game passes and other Robux products. They are not really expensive, apart from MVP 1. But one thing I did see some question is, why do some products have the word only next to their price? It feels like it's a way to make the product appeal more worth of its price, because look, it's not 149 Robux, it's only 149 Robux. There is a difference in how it sounds, and you have to consider that the game is mostly played by kids too. Other than that, there isn't really any problematic monetization in the game. Yes, you can steal for Robux, but the price has a huge increase for higher rarities to make it more fair. And now going back to KreekCraft's reply, where he clarified some stuff. Some people misread his reply and thought this Brainrot game is his passion game, when in reality it's a game meant to make money to then fund his passion project and future projects as well. In one of his latest videos, he actually showed some early-in-development gameplay from the passion project that he is working on. And the funding part, in my opinion, is actually a not bad thing to do. I'm a game developer myself, and we're currently also working on a simple but a non-Brainrot game as a way to get somewhere. But going back to KreekCraft and his Brainrot game, many people are getting tired of seeing Brainrot games on the front page for different reasons. And KreekCraft did make a post pretty recently where he compares Brainrots to cube pets, saying that it's basically a new trend and what the kids want. And it is true. It wouldn't be as popular if there wouldn't be an audience that wanted to play Brainrot games. But I also feel like many are not happy because of how Brainrot games are built. The Brainrot trend feels more greedy than the pet trend did. While pet games could be greedy, mostly thinking about big games, I feel like it wasn't as bad as it is today with Brainrot games. One of the biggest Brainrot games literally use fake sales to promote their Robux product, and that comes from Do Big, of course. You know, the studio that is known for ruining games with pay to win, like Fish, for example, which only got revived because Do Big stopped taking a part in development. And let's not forget that, unlike pets, Brainrots are more controversial. You know how the shark Brainrot and crocodile Brainrot are somewhat known for being offensive due to the audio context they got. It's bad enough where some games replace them, while other games have the risk of having to remove them. So, the situation with KreekCraft and his game is something you could have expected. The game isn't something unique. It takes an already existing trend and gameplay loop, but with some not-so-big changes. Knowing how people react to Brainrot games, such a huge content creator releasing such a game basically guarantees drama in the community. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate that. I will also be making a Q&A video once the channel hits 25,000 subscribers. You can watch one of these videos while waiting for a new one. They are good too. You can play our game or join my Discord server with links in description, and I will see you soon.